Welcome to Tier Fun. I am Andrew, your guide through Modern, and today we've got something very weird. This is a deck that I've kind of been thinking about ever since I played Blue Steel, and also since I played, since I played with Spell Queller and Meddling Mage. It's like these are all cards that I've kind of been semi-impressed with over the last couple of weeks of playing, and I figured why not try to jam them all into a deck and see if it works. This is obviously one of those decks that we are not 100% on if it's going to be amazing. We're not. I think this is more of like kind of against the odd style deck. It's like, can a Trinket Mage style deck exist in Modern, basically? I went with blue-white solely because I think Thalia is pretty good right now. There's a rise in spell-based decks recently. I will say this deck is quite a big dog to something like 5-color humans. Merfolk is probably very bad. We do have a searchable engineered explosives, but anyways, for those who haven't seen the video where I played with Trinket Mage. Trinket Mage is a 3-mana 2/2 that gets to search your library for an artifact that costs one or less. We have main deck Grafdiggers just to hedge against graveyard strategies or Coco, and Basilisk Collar to combo with also a tutorable Walking Ballista, and Basilisk Collar just combos with all of our creatures, but it's very good with Walking Ballista. It helps shore up what would otherwise be creature matchups would be pretty bad main deck. Walking Ballista and Collar really do a lot to help us there. So much so that I think creature-based matchups are actually kind of good as long as we can weather the early storm. So decks we want to play with this deck are probably creature-based aggro, not too aggressive though. Stuff like the Taxes deck. I think we prey on Taxes pretty well with all of our annoying. I think our annoying cards annoy them more than their annoying cards annoy us. Outside of Lean and Arbiter, which is pretty bad against all of our fetches, or pretty good against our fetches. But obviously, I'm hoping to run into some spell-based decks. This deck is my response to Storm, basically, and my response to spell-based combo in general. I think, obviously you can lose to anything, but I can't imagine us losing. Say we play Storm infinite times, I can't imagine us losing, or having a losing record against them. This deck should be good against Storm, and if it's not good against Storm, I have failed in deck building, which is entirely possible, and we're going to find out. Sideboard is full of some more tutораbles, Elixir of Immortality just to gain life, or it's also pretty good against decks that are trying to mill you, let's say. And because it's tutorable, it's also kind of good against, what's that deck? Lantern Control, because we don't have to have it in hand. All we have to do is draw one of our 4 Trinket Mages. I did have 3 Trinket Mages and a 4th Thalia, but I think I haven't tested the 4th Mage yet. This is going to be the maiden voyage with the 4th Mage, but I think there's been times where I wish I could tutor up any of these cards more often, and I think the 4th Mage is going to help there. It might be correct to go down to 3 Quellers and 4 Thalias just because we really want that effect so much so that we're playing Thorn of Amethyst main deck. So maybe the 4th Thalia is better than the 1st Thorn, but it's legendary, so I'm hedging here. So yeah, we have our tuturables. Hangerback comes in against decks that are trying to 1-for-1 us, so does Wormcoil. Venser is just kind of like, it's basically playing the role of Cryptic. It's like a crappy Cryptic in our deck. Just a tempo play. It might not actually belong main deck or sideboard, but it's a card I'm never displeased to see, and it's pretty good in some scenarios. Meddling Mage, obviously, great for combo. I want to have access to 4. Post sideboard, and Stony Silence is the weird one, but I was thinking about it. I haven't played Affinity yet, but just thinking about it, Affinity seems like a very good matchup. A very bad matchup, like a great matchup for Affinity. So I wanted a couple of haymakers against Affinity because I I think if they get down an early Steel Overseer, I don't think we can win. So this is these cards here are solely for Steel Overseer. If Steel Overseer wasn't a deck, if Steel Overseer wasn't a card, we wouldn't have. We probably still have Ceremonious Rejection for Eldrazi and whatnot, but we would not have Stony Silence. So yeah, we also are running a few Bant Nope. Yeah, I'm also calling this Bant Nope. I don't know if that's going to survive to publishing, but it's kind of like the whole theme of the deck anyways. Bant spell-based Bone Zone, basically. So this is unexciting, but I think we keep. We can lead on Lumbering Falls. Well, 2 tap lands here and the Gavany. Yeah, I think we do mulligan, actually. Okay, this is looking a whole lot better. But yeah, why have Noble Hierarch in the deck when we're basically... Do we want to fetch here? I don't want to draw that card, so there's no reason to put it back into circulation. Because Hierarch, I'm playing Hierarch, you could definitely play this deck without Hierarch. You maybe even run Ancient Stirrings instead, or just get rid of the green entirely. I'm running Hierarch because it's a sneaky way to... well, because they led on blue, I'm going to just jam Thalia. Otherwise, I might just Trinket Mage here for something. Suppose we want an island. But yeah, we're running Hierarch because A, it's good. It's ramp, which our deck kind of wants. But B, it's a sneaky way to tax your opponent. And when I say that, maybe that doesn't necessarily make sense right off the bat. But what I mean by that is it's another threat that it's a 1-mana threat that your opponent has to deal with. And it's not necessarily taxing their mana, but it's taxing their resources, which is basically the entire... We're going to hold up Spellqueller here. That's the exact thing, the theme of the deck. So it might as well be called Bant Taxes, to be honest. So we can hold up Queller here. This is probably taking turns, or it's some sort of Blue Moon, is my read. This is a pretty good turn. If I was going to get down Queller, I think I would have... Or Trinket Mage, I think... Yeah, we'll just hold up Queller. I don't know if they have a... I guess Howling Mine is a 2-drop. I think let's just get this. It's kind of greedy, but... I just want to get this down, and I'm not confident they have a 2-mana spell they can even play next turn. And if it's taking turns like I'm assuming it is, then they don't have removal for this either, so it's good to get it down. Ooh. I kind of want to play this on 3. Let's go to combat first. I'm going to attack with both. I think we're just going to play the Trinket Mage and see what kind of dastardly deeds we can get up to. Only we had an instant. Oh, I guess they want to get rid of my manland. That makes sense. We're going to get... I'm pretty sure it's not a Blue Moon strategy, but... Well, I guess we do need double blue for Venser, so yeah. Yeah. It's smart of our opponent to do that in combat so it doesn't actually ramp us for the turn. So well played by them. Let's get this Trinket Mage out. I think, since they're blue-white, that's kind of interesting. I might get the Hanger back, but I think because we have Basilisk Collar, we're just going to get this Ballista. Call it a day. Should have played the Collar there. That was a punt. Ooh, another Field of Ruin. Well, we have tons of basics. Hopefully we draw a land and we don't get too punished. Wow, max punished. Okay. So let's crack in for 6. So they might actually have removal. Now that I know they're playing white. Going down to 6. So I don't think it is taking turns. Ooh, path. Yep. We'll let that resolve because we can't do anything about it. Get the forest. Do we not have forest? That's poor deck building. Well, we'll fix that afterwards. We'll get the plains then. I guess no, I took the forest out because Noble was really the only green card we had. We also get to run. Just play this for 2. I suppose we could play it for 4. Yeah. Well, let's play around like a remand or something. Not that it really matters, but I'd like to get it down. Mana Leak. Okay. Yeah, let's get it down. This is not good if they're running Supreme Verdict, but it's great in any other situation because we get to crack in for 5 next turn. 6, 7. Detention Sphere. I wonder what they detent. Alright, let's just ping them for 1. So this is some sort of blue-white control deck that just hasn't drawn any fetches. So it's unfortunate that they dealt with both of our ballistas, because that's one of our best cards. I suppose, well, I mean, Detention Sphere is going to get us anyways, because we can't really engineer explosives it away. That's a good draw. Yeah, let's play another Trinket Mage. Trinket Mage is nice incremental value. It's a card I've been quite happy with playing. Because they're a control deck, maybe we get Graph Diggers to shut off their Snapcasters. Because we can't win this turn. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and Walking Ballista threatens 5. This is interesting. I guess in that case, we'll get the Hangerback Walker. They've used one path. If they have a Supreme Verdict, this is the best play to play around it. They might have a Spell Snare. It looks like they don't. But yeah, Trinket Mage has been nice. It's really, I wanted to try to make red work, but I really wanted to. I tried red for a little bit, and there was just enough tension with Snapcaster and Bolt and all that stuff. Okay, well now they have access to Supreme Verdict. But yeah, I think there's a list that can run. Okay, we end up winning. Sweet. So yeah, just beat blue-white control off of our just annoyance. All these creatures that just need to be dealt with, basically. They don't have to be dealt with, but they do end up accumulating. Maybe Basilisk Caller is medium. I'm assuming it's a blue-white control list, so I think we bring in 2 walkers. We kind of go walker heavy rather than walking ballista. Meddling Mage seems pretty decent. Pithing Needle. I don't know if they're running any Planeswalkers, so there's no real reason to run it until we've seen it. Relic is just kind of an annoying card, so we might want to bring it in. Meddling Mage is a maybe. So these are my maybes. I don't think we want to be ballista heavy. Batterskull seems good. Cards I would bring out. Queller's kind of mediocre because they are going to have a lot of removal, but I guess it's basically would I rather have Queller or Meddling Mage for a Supreme Verdict, and I think probably Queller. Yeah, I guess that's fine. We could also board out some Lodestones on the play because they're a little slow. So let's keep the 2 Meddling Mages. Another nice synergy in the deck is you can quell a spell and then you can Meddling Mage naming the spell. Because it does say cast and this says can't cast. So it ends up exiling them. I guess we don't need the extra Venser. Wormcoil is going to be a little rough because they're going to have counter spells, so maybe we don't want Wormcoil. Wormcoil is more for the Jund decks, which has seen a resurgence recently. I guess do we want a Relic over a Walking Ballista? Or Relic over Grafdiggers, I suppose. Yeah. They're probably going to bring in Stony Silence, so maybe we don't want too many walkers. Ballista's a little bit better than Hangerback Walker because, at least I've found, against Stony Silence. And maybe because they have Stony Silence, we shouldn't Relic either. But I think I'm alright. We can end up just cycling it if it's down early enough. But yeah, another good part about running green is we get to run Gabney Township, which helps our mediocre creatures close out games. This is a pretty great hand. I'll keep this. So we're not even that bad against burn either because of our Thorns and our Thalias and our Basilisk Collar. Like, basically any deck that's... Are they doing the second main? Baloney? What malarkey? You can see our visions, that's fine. So we don't have to worry about Blood Moon. They could be Jeskai and just have drawn incredibly poorly, but I think I'm just going to get... Well, we have our green source. I guess I'm just going to play this. I guess I'm going to play it untapped, actually, and we're just going to jam Basilisk Collar. I probably should have played it earlier last game. I kept it in hand really because I wanted to save like the trick. Ooh, I really want to jam this Relic, but I'm pretty sure... Well, what would we rather get mana leaked here? I guess the Thorn. Oh, it resolved. I did not think that was going to resolve. I guess I should have just jammed Thalia. There's like... It's rough because you want to kind of play around things that you think are going to blow you out. But, oh, we also have to pay 2 for it. Interesting. Okay, so let's... If they have a mana leak, they can pay 3 for it. So let's jam this Relic. We'll play Thalia next turn. I'm assuming they're running Snapcaster, so I think this is going to be good. Yeah, we'll play this fetch. So yeah, like, in that situation, I think because we had double the effect, it was worth the upside. Like, if we did get countered, I should have just jammed Thalia. That was my bad. That's a punt, not a giant punt. Well, it could end up being one because they will be at 14, I assume. Breeding Pool, I suppose. We want to leave our basics in the deck because of Field of Ruin. Lumbering Falls is good. So I have to imagine Thalia is getting countered here. But it allows us to play Lumbering Falls. Wow, it didn't? Well, we're going to play Lumbering Falls anyways. Oh, 3 mana Path. Well, it's still on my turn, so that's still good. I suppose we'll get the island here. Nah, let's get the plains. So exile the Path. In general, it's best to give your opponent to not give them a option. 3 mana Path, lol. Yeah, that's what the opponent just said to us. Here we could just fire up Lumbering Falls and get in. But because we drew Queller, I think let's just play Trinket Mage. I'm gonna play it because we have 2. Well, yeah, we'll see. Skip the Hangerback Walker or Grafdigger's Cage. Let's get the Hangerback Walker. We're not going to play it this turn. Well, I guess we could. Or Ballista. I'm going to get the Walker. I'm pretty sure they have interaction. So we're shocking here, so it's kind of a dead giveaway that we have, and we're not playing our thing we tutored for. So it's pretty much a dead giveaway that we have something, but holding up, ooh, porphyry nodes. Destroy the creature with the least. Well, I think we have to deal with that. Nodes is good. Destroy the creature with the least power, can't be regenerated. It basically will eventually wipe the board, and then you have to sacrifice it if there's no creatures. So it might have... Ooh, Detention Sphere. Well, it's a bit of a blowout. Interesting. So they must have a... they must have something for this Queller next turn. I'd like to draw something better than what we did. Alright, so we can crack in for 4 and make a giant hanger back. We can also play... We could also just get in with this Lumbering Falls. I think giant hanger back is where we want to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can make a 3/3 hanger back. We could also just make a 2/2 and Trinket Mage for 1, 2, 3, 4. Something. We're not attacking with Lumbering Falls, so let's get in. Let's play our hanger back. Really would like to have that Thalia, and I suppose we'll get another hanger back. Seems like the best play. So if they wipe the board, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we have a good response to it. Opponent has 3 cards in hand, 3 cards in hand. Wipe of the board isn't the worst because now we get 2 1/1s. They tapped poorly, so they can't get... Well, I suppose they couldn't have got rid of my Lumbering Falls anyways. They can't mana leak anything either. So they might have Path, I suppose? They chose not to play Porphyry Nodes. Oh, wow, Batterskull's great. So let's jam. Does cost 6 because of Thorn. Boop. What a great follow-up to a Supreme Verdict. So now they need another board wipe. Like I guess they didn't. Oh, okay. See, that's fine by me. We are out of basics, so their Field of Ruins are just going to start strip mining us for 3 mana. Well, for 2 mana, essentially. So we get to equip Batterskull to one of our Thopters. It does cost 5, though. So, like, another way, this is kind of the school of thought this deck's built on, ways to beat control decks, is have your threats be even across the board or kind of medium across the board. So they just had to spend a path to get rid of a Germ token. Like, they didn't have a good interaction for this artifact, so they pathed the Germ. They ramped us, essentially. Like, I kind of want this to be on a Thopter anyways. I'm not going to equip it until they deal with the Germ token, but it's not a bad thing. And Trinket Mage has already done its... By the time it's hit the battlefield, it's already done its job. Spell Queller 2, essentially. Like, all of our threats are, like, not great as one spell. Where they come in is with combined, they're all really annoying, and they're all, like, essentially equal in terms of how good they are. So, like, spot removal is not good against us. Board wipes are a little bit better, but we have some redundancy in the hanger backs and the Batterskulls and the Worm Coil Engines. The stuff that is gonna be good against us is like, because all of our threats are not all that great, at least by themselves. We're not the best in a top deck war. That's why it's kind of nice to have a Hanger or a Batterskull in the deck. I mean, Hangerback and Walking Ballista are pretty good top decks too. That's a very good draw for the opponent. Gideon Jura. So if they have, they don't have anything. So they're going to go up to 8, 4, 5, 6. We can't kill it. 3, 4, 5, unless we draw a Hangerback. So that's kind of unfortunate. We can gain a butt ton of life. I think plussing there was better. Maybe not though. Yep. Let's equip. And we're going to play a Hangerback for 2. Get rid of either Verdict or Path. Got rid of Path. We could technically attack them, but then they just plus Gideon next turn. And then that's kind of a nightmare for us. This 1/1 Thopter is actually great right now because it beats their Colonnades. They have to top deck something. And it can't be a Supreme Verdict, because then we can Hangerback equip. Path is pretty good. It gets us in combat at least. Okay, yeah, we won. So yeah, Control is a pretty decent matchup for us, I would say. Borderline good. No, I'd say it's a good matchup. I don't want to get like too out in front of myself. Like, it's not a. You can certainly lose, but like, Trinket Mage is good against any deck trying to control what you're doing, because it's a 2-for-1, and we get to search up good cards like Ballista and Hangerback Walker, and Engineered Explosives potentially. Like, the thing keeping Trinket Mage back is the 1 mana or less. If it was 2 or less, I think people would have been on a deck like this a while back. Like, if they ever print a Mage card like this, because they've got 1 or less and they have 3, and then they have Trophy Mage, which I think is 6 or more, or maybe just 6. I don't remember. So don't hold me to that. But if they ever print one that's 2 or less, snap those up before they get really expensive, because that would be that combined with Trinket Mage in a deck like that. If you can tutor up a Thorn of Amethyst or many of the other just 2-mana artifacts, you ends up being pretty powerful. But as is, Trinket Mage is 1 or less, and that's still pretty good. So yeah, that kind of showed off basically exactly. Make sure that wasn't the same player. What the deck does. So I'm pretty happy we got that one out of the way. Sorry, I was just checking a message there. I'm hoping this is Storm. I really would like. I haven't actually played against Storm yet, but I would really, because that's the deck I kind of had in mind when I built this deck. I would really like to see it. I think this hand is A+. The only thing we're missing is Thalia. This might be the. There's Thalia. I'm gonna get blue-white here. I guess blue-green. Every once in a while, you click on the wrong land, and thankfully we didn't get max punished, but we did get punished. This might be the Humans deck, and I think we're actually incredibly bad. Okay, never mind. It's Eldrazi. So I don't know how good we are against Eldrazi. I wish this was a Noble Hierarch. I'm going to get basic. Let's leave on Thalia. Let's do our tax thing. Yeah, it would have been nice there. If that was Noble Hierarch, I don't attack because I'm holding up to Spell Queller this Thought-Knot Seer. Like, if we were on the play, this would have lined up a whole lot better. as is, we don't have a main deck way to get rid of the Thought-Knot Seer, but beyond Ballista into Caller. And we're definitely searching up Caller next turn if our opponent lets us. Yep. Okay, dang. So I think what we want to do... So play Noble Hierarch, attack for 1, then Ballista for 1, and then next turn, 1, 2, 3. No, it's not going to work. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5. So if we draw land next turn, we'll be able to equip the Ballista. Yeah, I think we do want this Hierarch out, just because we're kind of light on lands. I'm gonna get a basic as well. Maybe we play Walker instead of Ballista here. Is that better? Say we play Ballista. The next turn, Trinket Mage. No, we still need more mana. So yeah, let's just hang her back here. Attack for 2. Noble Hierarch doing its thing. So Eldrazi, we're very reliant on Trinket Mage in this matchup. We really need to get answers to Thought-Knot Seers. We need to combine Ballista with our good friend Basilisk Caller. And hopefully we're able to do that. Okay, opponent is back from their mini hiatus. So I'm assuming they're just cracking in for 4 here. Currently winning the race, but not for long. I could have blocked, but I think I want to, depending on what happens. Ooh, interesting. Well, we don't have any instants or sorceries, so... Okay, we have the land. So we can Trinket Mage into a Ballista... Trinket Mage into Caller, and then play it. And then next turn we can play a Ballista for 1. I don't really like that. So 3... We need another land to do what I want to do. I suppose we could get Engineered Explosives for 1. That might not be bad. But I think we need the Caller over everything. So yeah, let's get this Caller. Well, yeah. Yeah. Try and decide if I wanted to fetch or not. But it's going to be shuffled after this anyway, so not going to matter. So let's get the Caller. Unfortunately, Thalia's hurting us more than our opponent right here. Island, play the Caller. Just attacking for 2 in the sky. Well, yeah. So I would have liked to have upgraded this hanger back before I blocked, but we're doing it anyway. So they can Violin, assuming I mean, I haven't played against a blue-white Eldrazi deck, but I'm assuming they have both Flicker Wisp and Eldrazi Displacer. So they're attacking in, we're blocking. We could also double block here. It's not the worst. I suppose we'll do that next turn. So it looks like they have 4 cards in hand. We're kind of wrecked to a Displacer. And a Flicker Wisp. Okay. That's actually really good. So 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let's get in for 2 in the sky. Yeah, just 2. Could attack with Trinket Mage, but like I said, I wanna double block this turn if our plan doesn't work out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Expecting them to violence something here. Oh, that stinks. Yep. That hurts. That hurts big time. So now we can't even equip. We can't block it profitably in the sky. And if we get rid of Queller, we're still... Our Walking Ballista just dies. So we went... If we top deck another Ballista, we're in a good spot still. But I think we're in quite a bad spot. Okay, so let's make our trade here. I'm assuming they have Flicker Wisp or something. This isn't the best attack for them if they don't. Or that. That's pretty good too. Yep. Blowouts. Blowouts, blowouts, blowouts. We were out of basics. Wow. We're still good if we top deck a Walker. Boom! And they're going to have another... They do not. All right. Oh, they do. What a blowout. Yeah, that's game. That's game. Wow. Reflector Mage coming in through. Okay, so this is a matchup that seems quite bad. Thalia seems very mediocre. So does Thorn. Lodestone still seems alright, but it's not great. We definitely want Dismembers. I think we want Meddling Mages for Thought-Knot Seer. Certainly want Ceremonious Rejection. Pithing Needle seems good as well. Way better than Basilisk. Or Graph Diggers. Basilisk is still great. These 4 cards... Well, let's sort this a little bit better. A little bit better. I don't know why I just took one of those. They're all 1-drops in my book. Okay. So, Torpor Orb would be pretty good in this deck too, though I think that costs 2. If memory serves. Another reason that the 2 or less would be way better than... Yeah, it costs 2. That's unfortunate. Okay. So, Hangerback Walker... Spell Queller, I guess, is good for Thought-Knot Seer. I guess all the... I mean, Wormcoil Engine, I think, is worth putting in. I think all these are kind of medium. I mean, bouncing their creatures isn't all that great. Bouncing their Vial might be worth it. But, yeah, I don't think we're going to have the best matchup against this deck. I think against normal Eldrazi we're better. Okay. So here, I think this is definitely a keep. Here we can lead on Mausoleum Wanderer is kind of annoying to lead on. Or we can leave up Rejection to get the turn 1 Vial. I don't know what's better. I think it's better. I think we want to get aggressive, so we're gonna get Breeding Pool here. Ceremonious Rejection against Vile is quite good, but rejecting Thought Not Seer is better. I think Lodestone's just alright to block Thought Not Seers. And they don't have damage-based removal. Well, there's the Vile. Let's see if I regret that. 1, 2, 3. I think we're okay just jamming a Ballista here. We could hold up Rejection, but I think this is our path. We're going to hold up Rejection on their turn, or once they have access to 4 mana. Or, yeah, once they have access to 4 mana. Ooh, another Vile. Okay. Batterskull, pretty good as well. Can't do anything but jam here. Really hoping our 22 land deck gets that 4th land. Not Displacer. I think we get Displacer too. Displacer is really great against our walkers, both the Ballistas and the hangerbacks, both of our walking fellows, our walking robots. So it's a spell I would have liked. Obviously, I want to save that for Thought Not Seer, but we're not too weak to Thought Not now. Batterskull avoids their only possible interaction. At least I hope. Ugh, gross. Reflector Mage is so good. Reflector Mage and Vile is like annoying. In fact, it's so annoying that I probably should have it in this deck, and I think I will. Maybe for the last match, try to jam with Reflector Mage. Yep. So we made this deck specifically to counter the metagame, and they probably did too, because this is... Oh man, we can't even cast our other one. This is very good against us. So I think we just jam here, attack in for 1. We're pretty much dead, though. I guess we're attacking him for 2. So unless they have a flyer, we can kill Gideon next turn. But I don't think we're going to take that line because we want to get Batterskull down. But yeah, like, Vile Eldrazi decks are... they get to get our Batterskull here. That might as well be game over. This is 5-color. Oh man, 5-color humans on its own is probably pretty bad, but this is 10 times worse than 5-color humans because they got Thought Not Seers. Are they just jamming? Can't say I blame them. I don't think we block 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Try to rip a Miracle next turn. What's even our Miracle? Like, we can't even equip Basilisk Collar at this point, but I don't think... I think we just got to give it the old college try. So we can attack in for 4, or for 2, for Mausoleum Wanderer. Putting Gideon to 1? But then Gideon's just going to attack. I think we got to try to get rid of Gideon. And then hopefully draw something good from one of these Thought Not Seers. So 5, 4, 4, 5, 4, 4. They can get in for 4. So we do still have 1 turn. I kind of did that math before I attacked, but it was more of like, like a feel, and then I was like, oh god, is my feel wrong? I was pretty sure we could survive. Okay, so if they just attack with Gideon, that gives us our least amount of outs. Okay, well that gives us our maximum least amount of outs. Yep, that's the game. Whoa! That was a stomping. But yeah, like I said, this deck is really wanting to play against the tier 1 decks, all of the ones. I kind of built it off of the most anticipated face decks in the recent modern PTQ on MTGO. I think the highest meta share were very much spell-based decks. The second highest meta share, though, was 5-color humans, and it's like, this deck is good against spell-based decks, but as you saw, basically like it was Tale of Two Cities, right? Game 1, we played against a spell-based deck, wrecked them. Game 2, we played against a very creature-heavy deck, and one that gets to cheat in big creatures or any creatures with Aether Vial. Like two bad things. Like if they couldn't also interact with our hand, like if we were able to assemble Basilisk Collar, we could survive. It's not like unwinnable, but 5-color humans is a rough matchup. But anyone that's playing relatively fair creatures, we're kind of good. We're good. We're not like terrific. We're good. I think if we played that Eldrazi matchup, we wouldn't be 2-0 the whole time. But I don't know. It's probably like, I think being genuine, it's probably like 60-40 for Eldrazi. It's probably closer to 65-35. So maybe our sideboard should reflect that. I mean, Meddling Mage does help, and maybe we should board in Stony Silences just for the. I don't like that though for the vials. I guess I'm gonna pause. I might try to. I forgot I had a little bit of a thing, so we're gonna stop right here. But I'm gonna record a match right afterwards. I might get Reflector Mages. I might not. Kind of looking at the deck. Maybe Reflector Mage over Venser. Then the mana kind of gets worse. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, anyways, we're going to pause, then we'll come right back. Oh, okay, we are back. Took a quick break for dinner, but now we are finishing up this recording. I didn't make any changes. I didn't bring in the Reflector Mages. I decided I wanted one more game of data before I made any decisions or changes. So this hand, I think we can do better. And better we did, though only slightly. Batterskull's good. And we do have a 2-drop, which is really where we want to be. Yeah, we'll keep this land. Sure. Yeah, depending on the deck, if this is Storm, we do just win right here, so. I mean, I think Storm's probably switched up. Okay, it's not Storm. Which means we're going to lead on. Well, we're going to lead on whatever 2-drop they don't take from us. Green-black is, I'm assuming, Jund. What is the one card I don't want to see from Jund? Fatal Push is kind of annoying. It's not that annoying, though. Think, well, whatever it is, they're gonna have removal for it. So let's just let's name a removal piece that we know they play, and let's go from there. Would have loved if this was Storm, but we can't all be winners. So if they have Bolt, they get to just get us here, but that's fine. Okay, good thing. Ooh, should have named Hierarch. Let's just attack in, I suppose. We're gonna shock to. Well, that's a punt. That's a really annoying punt. I was thinking I was gonna save life. Yeah. That's that's unfortunate. I got too high on dinner. Too high on dinner. I lost my edge. So that's one extra damage we missed out on. Keep track of that, because I sure will be Yep, we'll let him get in for one here. We're jamming this Lodestone Golem faster than we can say, Windmill Slam! Ah, okay, so yeah. They should do it in our draw step, not our upkeep, because we might draw the land. But it's semantics, really. Suppose we just get the island. Lodestone Golem. So the fact that they might have just been afraid of Lodestone, I guess. But it feels like they don't have a push in hand, which is unfortunate. If they don't do anything too scary this next turn, Lodestone Golem into Lodestone Golem or Lodestone into Batterskull is going to be quite good. And it looks like they're not. So this seems like Coco to me. So I could Trinket Mage into something, but, well, if it's Coco, we Trinket Mage into Grafdigger's Cage. Maybe it's not Coco. Regardless, I think we're jamming Lodestone here. Maybe their hand is pushed and they thought they could just play around it. Seems weird. Interesting. So they just didn't have a 1, 2, or a 3 drop? They have Damnation or something? Yeah, okay. So they must have a push in hand. Let's see if they fetch. Yep. Okay, so we get to slam Batterskull next turn. That's pretty great. Batterskull's great against their deck too. So yeah, as you see, like, us being good against 1-for-1 is coming in through. Conversely, we could also Lodestone Golem. Take them off of 1, 2, 3, 4. They can play anything in their deck as is. I guess it takes them off of double Lingering Souls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. No, they could still do it. Yeah. And if they have Lingering Souls, I kind of want to get this down anyways. So they don't have an answer for this main deck. They have answers for the Germ, obviously. But just getting a Batterskull down is good. If they push the Germ, okay. If they push the Germ, I will be playing Trinket Mage, and then with the plan on equipping. Okay. I was also holding off on Trinket Mage because I was kind of hoping to get the other half of the Walking Ballista Collar combo. But I think we can just get a Ballista here and play it for 4. Well, let's just attack first. Because if they have push or path, that's not a word. When you try to say push and path together, it does not work out. Okay, so they don't have removal. Or they do? Okay, sweet. So let's get this Trinket Mage. Could also just get a Basilisk Collar, but I like Ballista here. Puts max pressure. Well, we could also get Lodestone down. Next turn, play a bigger one. Yeah, I like that. It also deters them from attacking even more. I'm okay trading the Germ for Grimflayer here. So I guess they blocked, I didn't notice at first, but they blocked with Hierarch just so they could have Delirium. The fact that they're pausing with this on the stack makes me think they have a path or a push. But it doesn't really matter, because they'll be able to play it even when it resolves. So maybe they're just tanking, trying to think about their outs. Because they know we have a Ballista. They know we decided not to play it in favor of playing a bigger one next turn. If we draw a land, it's for 4, and it's basically game over. This deck is going to have Stony Silence post board, so we probably want to board out some number of Ballistas, I'm thinking. Because they are worse against Silence. They're also just the best of the 2 X spells, artifact spells in my estimation. All right, maybe opponent disconnected. No, just taking their sweet time. Taking their sweet time. It's a good lodestone goal. It'd look better on the field. Okay, they probably just had a little potty break. It's okay. We all got to go to the bathroom sometime. Oh, Lodestone Golem GG. Mwah, mwah. This deck, guys, it's not horrendous. It's actually kind of good. Just looking at it, right? It looks like, it just looks kind of like a pile. But it comes together. So Thalias are good. They have Path, so it's kind of annoying for Worm Coil. But I think we still want it in this matchup. Grafdiggers only cuts down on Lingering Souls, and I don't think we're too worried about Lingering Souls because we have explosives and ballistas and what have you, and Quellers. So I don't think we need Grafdiggers. I think we probably want both of these as a... We could name Liliana. I don't think Liliana is that great against us. I mean, it is actually kind of good. But I hope we can Meddling Mage Liliana if need be. I guess Venser's alright. These are the alright pile. This as well. And also Meddling Mage is fine. Card we're definitely sideboarding out. Other cards that aren't the best. Thalia, the second Thalia, Beefy Thalia, is good at annoying creatures, but maybe Thalia was the cut we wanted to make from the deck entirely. I don't know. 3/2 First Strike is quite good, especially, you know, Basilisk Collar plus First Strike. We haven't done that yet, but that's a combo. Maybe we don't want Venser. Venser seems alright, though. Whoa, we're running low. Alright, so we're going to cut 2 Ballistas for 2 Hangerbacks. We don't need the Meddling Mages. Worm Coil I do want. What's this? Boom. 4. So Venser... Thalia? Venser, Dismember. Oh, should not have sorted like that. It's coming down to it, guys. Get rid of Meddling Mage. Let's get rid of Venser. Is Worm Coil just too late? I don't know. It's pretty great top end against this deck. Maybe we don't want both of our graveyard hits. Alright. Whoa, let's submit. Let's make sure we submitted. Submission received. That's really all we can ask for. We're kind of just hoping for the Leet curve out of 1 mana creature into Thalia or Thorn. If we can do that, the deck is just gonna fall into place. And because that's what I want to be doing 99% of the time, I think I probably do want to try to squeeze in that 4th Thalia, even though having 4 legendary creatures is not the best feeling in the world. Just the fact that that's exactly what I want to be playing on turn 2 every time. And Meddling Mage just doesn't quite cut it. Though, conversely, I do really like being able to run a 3 Thalia, so I'm not as likely to get 4, or 2 of them. Multiples, I should say. And the utility of Meddling Mage is kind of amazing. Like, it wasn't necessarily obvious that game, but I'm pretty sure they were holding path for a very long time. This hand looks bananas good. So we're going to get to play a Hierarch regardless, which is awesome, because that's one more removal spell that they won't have for our big boys come later. Ooh. They're leading on Hierarch as well. Don't blame me, great play. We could also play this on 0. I'm okay with getting it. Maybe I'm not. So Lingering Souls aren't the most annoying. Our hand is kind of equipped to deal with Lingering Souls, I think. Ballista, Batterskull. I mean, that's late game stuff. Since we don't have a 2-drop, I would like to play it on 2, because this, if they're playing typical Abzan, which I assume they are, there's a lot of good 2-drops. Tarmogoyf being chief of them, and there he is. So, interesting to note, if you play Ballista for 1 and try to get a Tarmogoyf here, it's like lightning bolting. It's not going to work out for you. So, I suppose we can attack. We can either attack in. I think I'd like setting up the defense. We'll play Wanderer, and then I'm going to play EE on 2. Suppose we could save it for 3. They are also on 1 lander, so maybe it's correct to just pop the Ballista here, make them a 2/3, and then get it next turn. I don't know. It probably is correct. So let's do it. It does leave our Engineered Explosives open for shenanigans, but I'm okay. I'm okay with this line. So we are pumping it up all the way to a 3. We can get rid of it next turn. I think it's just worth it. Yeah. So let's attack in for 2 first. Not that, I mean, even if they path, I think I might just let them path here. Okay, so green, white, Engineered Explosives. Once again, a little bit of a punt here. Should have played this Hierarch. But, yeah, you can see my unfamiliarity with Hierarch. I'm sure I'm killing you guys out there playing these post-combat Hierarchs. So they can get in for 3 again. But that's the last time. Ooh. So yeah, let's just tax their mana. We could blow it, but I like adding to the board here. They can't beat us with a 3/4 at this life total. And we've got 1 mana tax for that, and then every other spell is taxed 2. So they can't play 1-drops next turn. They can't play a 1-drop if this hits the battlefield. Unless they get a land, of course, which they currently do not have. So they're probably sitting on all sorts of good cards that could punish us. Abrupt Decay gets us there. but they can't even play it next turn. And so, like, a lot of, like, getting out to a fast, aggressive start is one way to punish an opponent who's stumbling. Another way is to just play cards that tax mana, and the game really spirals out of control. This is unfortunate. I kind of wish they had hid land drops, because I do think we have a good matchup against Abzan and Jund. Less so Jund, because they do have just ways to destroy artifacts main board. But our mana taxing is quite good, and our card advantage with Trinket Mage is also pretty good, because we can get tutor for an answer to any situation. Like, we could tutor for Engineer Explosives main deck, either part of our Walking Ballista Basilisk Collar combo, which unfortunately we haven't got to pull off yet. Just the rest of the deck's been doing work. Like, if I was just like, hey, what do you guys think of this, like, Noble Hierarch, Mausoleum Wanderer, Lodestone Golem, Ballista, Trinket Mage, Spellqueller, Batterskull in a deck, like, oh, that's probably pretty bad. I mean, it's not. It doesn't seem good, right? But in practice, it's actually pretty good. So they're not attacking, which is great for us because we get to just get rid of it. Oh, the path is here. Well, my friend, Spellqueller. Could have wandered, but I like doing this. I guess we'll just play another Wanderer. Oh, we can't. So I'm going to attack in with the Wanderer. We could attack in with the Lodestone Golem, but I like holding it off on defense. Plus, attacking in for 4 seems pretty great. Now, we could have just sacked the Wanderer there, and then, you know, like, popped the Ballista and held up Spellqueller for their turn. I like doing it this way because it's another thing that they have to deal with, and they're while getting taxed, and they're not going to be able to deal with it. I don't think. Like, if they can deal with it, then this is actually going to end up punishing us. But I'm pretty sure this is okay. The thing is, though, they need a 1-mana removal spell because they can't play a 3-mana. They can't play a 2-mana one. Well, they can play a 2-mana one if they draw a land this turn. And if they play a 1-mana removal spell, they can get my Spellqueller, but then I'll just pop it again on the way down. So it's kind of like the same thing. Sure. So here, let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I like. 5, 6. So this is lethal. So they have to block this Lodestone Golem, which they probably will with the Hierarch. Yeah, let's just pop it. It's not. I don't necessarily love. I like kind of waiting around, but this turn we can get in. It forces them to block, so they have to use another mana. We actually get in for 1, 2. We get in for 4. Okay, they just concede. So yep, that is that's Bant NOPE. If your meta's full of Aether Vial decks, the 5-color Humans deck is actually really. I can't think of a worse matchup. It's just not good. Like, maybe you can get lucky. Maybe they don't have a fast start. You can Meddling Mage something they have in their hand. Then you can Trinket Mage into Grafdigger's Cage to stop their Cocos, and then Trinket Mage into Hangerback Walker. Basically, you gotta hope your Quellers do something, and you gotta hope your Hangerback Walkers or your Walking Ballistas are relevant. In a lot of games, they're not going to be. Batterskull does end up being good against them, so it's not like it's an unwinnable matchup. It's just you know, you can't. It's really hard in this metagame to have a good matchup against everything, and this is my attempt to have a great first game against spell decks and kind of just see where our cards lie against creature decks. And the fact that we're pretty medium against creature decks, maybe I want Worship actually in the sideboard. Worship's actually pretty good with all of these creatures, 32 of them, especially when Hangerback Walkers make more creatures. So maybe that's one of the cards. I think that's probably a pretty good addition. A way to make this deck a whole lot cheaper. Just don't play these Hierarchs. Like, I think the Hierarchs are quite good in this deck, but they're not 100% necessary. You can get rid of the Hierarch and the Township and just play blue-white. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just Hierarch's quite good. And if you want to keep the green, you can just play birds. Like, you miss out, obviously, like, Exalted is great. Exalted is good. But just having the mana ramp is fine too. You could really run any of the mana dorks to be fair. I think birds is probably the best, but tapping for green as a Llanowar Alpha isn't the worst either. But I think if you're not running Hierarchs and you want to run a mana dork, I think Birds of Paradise is where you want to be. This deck could very easily just be blue-white. It could also be Jeskai or something. We could trade this in for Lightning Bolt. Nah, I don't think Lightning Bolt, because then we start losing our mana denial strategy. Wormcoil Engine could very easily be main deck. Honestly, though, I think you just want more Batter Skulls. I only have one currently, but I kind of wanted to run two. And I might end up running two anyways. Another thing we could do, the swords are pretty cheap online. I know they're really expensive in paper, so maybe that's not an option in paper for you. But the swords, I'd trade out a Thalia and a Venser for a Sword of Fire and Ice and a Sword of Feast and Famine for sure. And then you can maybe run Trophy Mages in the sideboard, and maybe Trophy Mage searches for like 3 mana cost artifacts. So you could get stuff like Crucible of Worlds. And you know, if you're running Crucible, then you could start running Ghost Quarters or stuff. And then maybe if you go away from the Hierarchs, you start going into more mana denial. So you run Crucible in the sideboard, maybe a Trophy Mage, get you some Ghost Quarters, some Field of Ruins, and maybe just run Leonin Arbiter instead of Hierarch. It might just be what the deck wants anyways, because then we could go down in fetches. Not necessarily ideal in a meta that has Arbiters as well, especially when that's literally the only way we get hit by it. Otherwise, we're pretty good. But yeah, like if you run Trophy Mages, those swords end up being pretty great fetches later in the game. These cards, Thorn of Amethyst, Thalia, Meddling Mage, and also, you know, Walking Ballista. Basically, the entire 2-drop slot, all 13 of them, are very good at getting you to a later portion of the game. They're very good at extending a game. And if a game gets extended, Trophy Mage for a sword is going to be really good. Because the worst part about swords in Modern is that you can't really cheat them in. We don't have... oh god, what was that card? Stoneforge Mystic. We don't have Stoneforge Mystic in this format yet. Maybe we do. If we do get Stoneforge Mystic, then I think I'm going to revisit this as well, because this just seems like a pretty awesome Stoneforge Mystic deck, right? Yeah. But basically, if you can reliably get to a long game, Sword of Fire and Ice, Sword of Feast and Famine, tutor up whatever sword's good. Trophy Mage ends up being good, and I might want to cut a trinket for a trophy maybe if we start going that way. But yeah, like this is some of the ways you can take the deck. I think it does have promise. It's fun right now. If you like, if you're playing against a whole lot of decks that want to cast a whole lot of spells and you kind of had enough of it, this is, I mean, Death and Taxes is also very good against those decks. But if you don't have the cards for Death and Taxes, or maybe you want to just be a little bit different, you know, express your individuality in a different way, then I think I can recommend this deck to you. I wasn't 100% sure how it was going to play, but after seeing it in action in practice, and seeing it in these 3 matches, like, you're not going to, obviously this isn't like a tier 1 deck, but you have good matchups, and you can actually, you can spike an FNM for sure with this thing. I don't know about a GP. Probably not. I think I need to tune it more before I'm reliable. I would recommend anyone taking this to a higher end tournament. But if you have these cards lying around, to give this a spin. This is fun, and obviously if you enjoy these strategies, and Hosing Storm on turn 2, which who doesn't love that, right? So, anyways, hope you guys had a good. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are having a good time. This stream, this video brought to you by the subs. Shout out to you guys. You guys are killing it these days. It's real nice. It's really good. Just much love for you. Much love for everyone who watches my videos. It's crazy that anyone does. But anyways, thanks again. Thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day. I'm out.